Do you ever feel like everyone gets looked after except you? Your baby is fed, your husband has clean socks, meanwhile, your coffee has gone cold, your hair is in a sleek back bun because you can't remember the last time you properly washed it, and you're finally dressed only to realize your clothes are stained and you're not sure if it's baby food, breast milk, or poop. We mums are pros at giving. We serve, we soothe, we juggle and fix. But under all that service, sometimes there's a quiet cry. Will someone look after me? Will someone get me a cup of tea? Will someone tuck me into bed? We don't say it out loud because asking for help feels like failure. But it's not. It's wise. And I want to share something that's been helping me, a permission to pause list, because resting isn't selfish, it's soul-saving.
Ready to play, aren't you, Koa? Mama was praying you'd go back to sleep. But nope. Nope, nope. You're ready to play, aren't you, Koa? What do you think, Koa? What do you think? Mama go back to sleep? You play? Sound good? Good idea? Yeah? There we go, Koa. And it's off and away. Koa. What do you think of those eggs? Tasty, tasty? Look at that. Koa, your hair's getting so long we can put it in a little top knot. You're so stylish. You're so stylish. Oh no, Koa. Food goes there. Say bye-bye, Dada. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Koa. Bye. Good job. All right, 7:54. My husband went to work at about 7:30. We had breakfast. I've just finished doing the washing up. He's got a really big day at work today. So Koa, it's just you and me today. Yeah, he left at about 7:30. And normally I would be in Pilates. I do a 7 a.m. class most days, but today's Monday and Mondays is always his big day. So I'm gonna try and do a run again, like a pram run. I really enjoyed that last time, despite the fact that I was so puffed by the end. So I think we'll do that pretty soon and get organized. But I might try and squeeze in a little God time before I do that. I've done a little bit of laundry and just sort of like got ready. And obviously need to get changed. But I was going to get my healthy morning cocktail drink. I've been doing really well with my healthy reset sort of mindset, getting ready for baby number 2, whenever that may be. So I'm just getting some water here. But yeah, like I said, it is Monday. We've just had the best weekend actually. So on Saturday here on Saturday we had a little like market festival that happens once a year here in Lennox. And it was so fun. There were like bands playing, there were different stages, there was like a petting zoo, jumping castles, there was heaps of food markets, there was lots of like arts and crafts, but my favorite was there was a little like dog show, and that was just so adorable. Because Koa loves animals, loves dogs, and so we watched like a dog racing show. Anyway, it was just so sweet and wholesome. It reminded me of like Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is like my favorite show. I feel like I'm living out my childhood dreams of living in a cute little small town where there's like festivals on. Anyway, so that was Saturday. That was so fun. And on Saturday mornings too,
We also go to jiu-jitsu all together as a family because there's a sort of like open mat class, which means that sort of kids are there, adults are there, like families are there. So we always go every Saturday morning, and it's just like the most wholesome thing ever. Cole was on the mat, rolling around, playing with lots of the other kids. It was, so sweet. And then on Sunday, we obviously had church in the morning. What's become our little Sunday afternoon tradition, which I love. After we go to church and then we come home, Colin has his nap, and then I make some muffins. And then when he wakes up, we go to the lake or to the beach and we just have a little picnic together. And even though it's getting so cold here, we still like dived into the water. Cole was even wanting to get into the water. But we just sort of watched the sunset, ate muffins, just talked, just sort of wound down from the week. Wound, is that a word? Wound down? Wound? I don't. My brain, I swear I feel like my IQ has just dropped dramatically since becoming a mum. We've just like relaxed from the week we just had. We just spend time together, like no agenda, just resting, just relaxing by the water. It's just, it just really nourishes my soul, which is the whole reason of today's video. Oh, hold on a second. Cole's just knocked down a vase. Hold on.
Wow, what did you do? What did you do? Oh my golly. Oh my golly. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that was an accident. Gosh. Okay, it's a lot of water. Yeah. Oh.
So what I was saying was that I really enjoy going to the lake on a Sunday, just taking that intentional time to stop, to pause, to reset. But then it got me thinking, like, why am I waiting? Why am I waiting till Sunday? Why am I waiting till the end of the week to have that sense of like pausing, of just giving my like mind, body, soul like the rest it needs? Here, Coca-Cola.
There we go. There we go. That's your drink. Yummy, yummy. Oh, so good. Is that nice? We love coconut water. Yum, 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 yum.
I've just noticed that I've been feeling a little like wired and unable to like rest. So when Cole would take his nap, I'd sort of panic and I'd go, do I clean up? Do I fold the laundry? Do I put on a new load of laundry? Do I prep dinner? Do I rest? And if I did sort of take some time for me doing something like unproductive, I would just sort of feel guilty and my mind would sort of go, why am I doing this? This is like adding nothing to my life. I know that sounds so toxic. That's so bad. But you know, like even like I'd watch YouTube videos and I'd be like, oh, this is pointless, this is meaningless, I need to be doing something like productive. It's such a toxic trait, but I always feel like I need to be doing something that's like adding value to my life or my son's life or the house. And yeah, it's just, yeah, Koa, right? I feel like in our culture today, like successful mums are mums that somehow balance it all. They are working, they're like boss mums, they're climbing the ladder, they're also like fit and healthy and going to the gym. They also have got like a perfectly clean house. And you know, if it's anything less than that, you're sort of like, you know, failing or you're not keeping up. But for me, what I've realized is if I don't start intentionally creating these moments of pause, you're wanting the bubbles, aren't you? I'm just gonna like burn out. And I really think it's such a like lie that everyone has got it all together. You want the bubbles code? Do you want this one? Oh. We so often just see the highlight reels of people's lives. Even though I am also creating these videos, I honestly am trying to keep them as real as possible. They are very much as real as possible. So what I was finding was, because I wasn't resting, I was just constantly feeling so, like, I love all the bubbles it is. I need to give myself permission to pause. I need to give myself permission to rest. Just as much as we put in the calendar to, I don't know, see the doctor, have coffee with a friend, whatever it is, I need to like put in the calendar resting. So that's what this whole video is going to be about. It's giving ourselves permission to pause, giving ourselves permission to rest, and how to practically do that, what that practically looks like. Yeah, so that's what this video is all about. That being said, I'm going to try and fit in some God time, and we're going to go for a run. Other things on the agenda for today, we need to pick up some bananas, Koa, because we're a banana eating family, and we've got no bananas. We need to pick up some organic bananas from the grocery store. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a trip to Vinnie's, and I'm going to see if they have any wool or yarn, because I'm going to start crocheting again. Crocheting is something I loved doing before having you, Mr. Koa. I ended up crocheting a blanket for you, some booties and beanie, and I crocheted some clothes for Koa before having him, which was so fun. That's the agenda for today, right, Koa?
Look at all those bubbles. Look at all those bubbles in the hair. Bubbles. That's good, Carl. Bubbles.
You know what is wild? We mums are often praised for being selfless. When we are seen doing it all and having it all with a big smile. But no one claps when we ask for help. Because it sort of feels like we've failed, like we should have been able to handle it all, and because we can't, we're not good enough, we're not strong enough, we're not successful enough. But Jesus never asked us to pretend we're fine. Even he asked for help in the garden. And the Bible is full of reminders that it's okay to reach the end of yourself, because that's where God begins. In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. Isaiah 30:15. I'm often reminded of how many times we read in the Psalms David crying out to God for help because he didn't feel like he was strong enough. And that verse in Isaiah doesn't say strength is found in pushing through. It says it's found in quietness, in rest. And trust me, that is harder than powering through with gritted teeth. It takes courage to pause, to admit, hey, I need help, to say, I can't do this alone. Cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. Psalm 55, verse 22. Not to ignore them, not to tell them to suck it up, but he will sustain you. So maybe today, instead of pushing harder, you simply pause. You simply give yourself permission to pause, to take 5 minutes even to breathe, to say a quiet prayer, to drink that cup of tea whilst it is still hot, to let God hold you for once. Because you asking for help, that's not weakness, it's wisdom. And your kids don't need a perfect mum, they just need a present one.
I'm so excited. There are some pelicans over there. And I know Koa hasn't seen them and he's going to get so excited. Aren't you, Koa? Can you see the birdies, Koa? Can you see the birdies? Yay! It's like my favorite thing about being a parent is seeing like the world through his eyes. Wonder and joy of just seeing some birds. I love how excited he gets and it brings such a smile to my face. I think I definitely earned myself a coffee after that run. That was good. I pretty much ran up to there, that lookout. I feel I'm getting stronger, which is good, but it's so humbling going up that hill. By the end, I'm just walking very fast. I'm barely running by the end. Is a pitanga. It's like a Brazilian fruit, like a Brazilian cherry coat. Do you want to try? Yum. There you go, Gar.
Okay, Cole is down for his nap. I'm so hungry. So let's make a little smoothie, and I wanted to share a story. So this story actually involves a smoothie, and it genuinely, I can't remember if I've actually shared this on my channel or not. We were getting ready for church, and I was already feeling like super frazzled. I was getting myself ready, I was getting Koa ready. Anyway, my husband looks at me and is like, hey, can you make me a smoothie? Because he just knows my smoothies are so good. Anyway, I was already feeling super frazzled. I already was feeling like a boiling pot, like bubbling, ready to explode. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can make you a smoothie. But I knew deep in my core, I was like, I do not have the capacity. I end up making him a smoothie, and of course I spilt it like twice everywhere, and I ended up getting just so frazzled that I was like, no, I'm calling it. I'm not going to church. I can't do it. I'm too stressed. And we ended up just staying home, and we didn't go to church. And my husband sort of looked at me like shocked and surprised, like, what's going on? You were sort of fine, and then suddenly you weren't. Suddenly, you're like exploding. What's going on? And I realized how much I'm really trying to like hold in all the stress and not like explode everywhere with how anxious I am. But it's just like what I end up doing is I don't say no to things. Like saying yes to everything is saying no to holding on to my peace, is saying no to a happy, peaceful, calm household. Like your yes is always a no to something else. And I just realized how much I am not good at asking for help. And I feel like, I'm just so used to being accomplished. I'm so used to getting tasks done, being efficient, being productive, that it's like when I ask for help, it feels like I'm like a failure. Anyway, I learned a lot from that moment because my husband was like, Laura, it's not worth it. Like, just say no to me if I ask for a smoothie and you've got too much like on your plate. Like, I would much prefer you ask for help. And it's like, I'm willing and wanting to help you, but a lot of the time I don't know that you need help in something because you haven't asked. And I always think like an unsaid expectation is an unfair expectation. Because I'm like, well, I shouldn't have to ask. Surely you should see the laundry and just know it needs to be put away. Surely you'll see the dishes and know the dishes need to be put away. Like, I shouldn't have to ask for help. But men are so like single focused. They're not really paying attention to all these other things. Whilst women are like, I can see this and this and this and everything that needs to be done. It's the whole idea that women can multitask. I have realized that I need to practice saying no to things. I need to practice asking for help. And I need to say no to things when I'm like at 80%. When I'm 80% bubbling, like a bubbling pot. Say no then and ask for help. And I've been practicing asking for help with the most like simple things, like, hey, can you get me a cup of tea? Like, I can get myself a cup of tea, but just like practicing asking for help. And my husband's like, yeah, of course, love to get you a cup of tea. And I'm like, this is so nice. Why haven't I been asking for things more often? But anyway, the biggest change that I've done is creating a permission to pause list. Things to do when Ko is napping or asleep at night that practically fills up my cup, that makes me happier, healthier, so that I'm able to have more patience, to give more, be a better mum. Because like I said, I've just been struggling to rest. I've just been feeling like I always need to be doing something productive. And so, yeah, when Ko naps, I'd sort of be like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And just I've become that like bubbling pot so that I end up just exploding everywhere. which isn't good. So that being said, I'll share with you what my permission to pause list looks like, just in case you're in a similar boat where you're just used to being so productive that you're struggling to rest, but then that means you just end up going through the day so wired and so anxious, and then just exploding that anxiety onto everyone around you. And it's been super, super helpful, actually. I feel like the past 2 weeks I've just been moving more intentionally, more slowly throughout my days. And like, perfect example was I wanted to go get some bananas because we don't have any bananas. We consume so many bananas in this house. We make smoothie bowls all the time. And I would put a banana in here for my smoothie, but I was like, it's Koa's nap time soon. Do I race? Do I rush around? Do I try and go get the bananas? And I was like, normally my prior self would have done that. It would have been like, quick, let's tick everything off the to-do list. That makes me feel so good and accomplished. So instead, we did our morning run, we got our coffee, and then I looked at the time and I was like, no, we're just going to sit here a little bit longer. We're going to enjoy the sun. And I like intentionally didn't sort of like read anything. I'm never on my phone when I'm around Koa as well. I like just to be super present with him. This mind shift is sort of really redirecting my behavior throughout the day so that I am just moving more calmly, more slowly, more restfully, more peacefully, so that it means that my nervous system isn't so like wired and I can just relax, enjoy the day, peaceful mum, happy baby, that sort of thing. Yeah, and I'm actually reading a book, Peaceful Parents, Happy Kids, which I'm learning heaps about, and I'll share what I've been learning a bit later. But anyway, enough rambling. I always do this, enough rambling. Let's make this smoothie. Okay, so what my permission to pause list looks like, I've split it up into 3 categories this way. Looks like this. So things to do when you've got like 5 to 10 minutes, things to do that will sort of fill up your cup that will take like 30 minutes, and then something that would be like about an hour. So for example, for my like I've got a 5-minute break. Like for example, often when my husband comes home, he'll take Koa and he'll play with Koa, and I might have 5-10 minutes just for myself. And during that time, I'll maybe come outside, I might read the Bible, I might just do some deep belly breaths, but often I'll just sit in the sun, have a cup of tea, journal gratitude, listen to a worship song, maybe put on a face mask. Those are like little things that will take 5 minutes, but they will like change your day. Just change your mindset. They'll fill up your cup so you're not like bone dry. My 30-minute permission to pause lists include crocheting, watching a YouTube video, listening to a podcast, having a bath, drawing. I actually love art so much. Do some watercolor or painting or something like that. Read a novel, nap, go to the beach. And then my 1 hour list is things like baking, calling a friend, watching a movie, writing a picture book. I've actually started writing a picture book, which I'm super excited about. It's about motherhood and the first year of motherhood. Yeah, I'll just share that much, but I'm so excited about my picture book. Listen to a podcast, coffee with a friend. So these are simple things that will just like nourish you, fill up your cup, because come the time when, you know, maybe your baby is sleeping, you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? This is what you do. So that being said, Koa is napping now. I might do a little bit of journaling, and then I think I might actually read some of this book I've been reading about parenting. It's been so good. So I think we'll do that. And I just wanted to remind you all that if you're struggling to sort of like rest, you're feeling guilty as well, just remind yourself you're not being lazy, you're not being unproductive, and you're not being selfish. I think self-care can be the most selfless thing you do, because you're filling up your cup to give back to someone else, to pour out onto others, you're not being lazy, you're replenishing. If you're like me, this is your permission to pause as well. So I hope this list like helps you if you've been like me as well. Like, give yourself that time, that grace to fill up your cup. Like, it's just so vitally important to show up for your kids, for your marriage, your household, like giving like the best version of yourself, not like what's left over. So yeah, it's not selfish, it's selfless what you're doing by looking after yourself. Yeah. So Koa has woken up from his nap. You had a nice long nap, didn't you, Koa? Mama read. I'm feeling relaxed, feeling rested. So now, Koa, I'm thinking now we'll do a little bit of laundry. What do you think, Koa? Now we'll put away. That's so cute. That's so cute, Koa. Yeah. We'll put away some laundry. What do you think, Koa? And then I reckon, then I think maybe we'll go to the shops. Yeah, see if we'll buy some bananas, and we'll see, Koa, if we can find any wool. Yeah, at the shop, so Mama can do some crocheting maybe tonight. Yeah, good plan, Koa. So you want to help Mama with the laundry? What else did you dream about, Koa? What's your plans, I just want to have a look at the yarn, that's all. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Ta, thanks. Oh, beautiful. We did it. Koa is asleep. I almost put myself to sleep. Getting him to sleep. I'm definitely gonna go to bed early tonight, as I think I'm just getting a little bit too tired. We've been waking up like a lot in the night. Anyway, I'm gonna make a hot chocolate to end the night, but I wanted to share with you a couple of things I was reading in my book today during my permission to pause. What Dr. Laura Markham's book is all about is like parenting first starts with you. If you want to raise emotionally happy, healthy, stable kids, you have to be emotionally happy, healthy, stable. So much of kids are like a reflection of you and how you are. And so the biggest like tip for improving your parenting and raising happy kids is for you yourself to be happy and peaceful. And that first looks like self-care. It looks like the ability to self-regulate, to recognize and see when you're getting really exhausted, and creating rhythms and patterns in your day to fill up your cup so that you're not running on empty and you're not giving your kids like the worst of you. Because ultimately kids are still learning how to like regulate their emotions, and they do that by watching you and how you manage stress. And so the best way to raise calm, happy kids is for you to model that, and you to show how you handle stressful situations. One of the things I've been doing with Koa ever since he was born is whenever he cries, whenever he's maybe hurt himself, or maybe his banana broke in two and he's upset, is I hold him really close and I do some deep breaths with him. I go, and I'm just teaching him, and I'm reminding and telling him, you're safe, you're okay, mama's here. And I'm using a calm voice, and it's through demonstrating a calm emotional state that they then start to recognize, I'm okay, I'm safe, it's okay, I can calm down. Because the opposite is true as well. If you are so frazzled and you end up like losing it, it teaches them that like they end up learning that behavior of losing it and having tantrums and having fits and things like that. And so ultimately, like, the real work of parenting begins not with disciplining, not with boundaries, but it starts with self-regulation. And that's what like this whole video is all about, and what I'm really passionate about in regards to motherhood. It's about looking after yourself first so that you can then pour out and be a blessing to your kids. So ultimately, making time for yourself, eating well, sleeping well, resting well, exercising well, these activities aren't self-indulgent. They're like an essential parenting strategy. So I'll actually read a little bit of what I was reading today. The most important parenting skill is to manage yourself. Take care of yourself so you aren't venting on your child. Intervene before your own feelings get out of hand. Keep your cup full. The more you care for yourself with compassion, the more love and compassion you'll have for your child. Remember that your child will do every single thing you do, whether that's yelling or making self-disparaging remarks about your body. What Laura Markham was pretty much saying is, like, before you go and fix and correct the behavior of your child, first nurture yourself. Your calm state will be contagious. Ultimately, peaceful parenting starts with a peaceful parent. And that looks like setting aside time to fill up your cup, to self-regulate, to understand your emotions as well, understand your needs, to ask for help. That's something I'm really trying to do, to get support, and essentially learning to pause before reacting. So anyway, guys, I hope that all of that was helpful and a blessing to you. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope most of all that you are inspired to create your own permission to pause list, because you deserve it. You deserve to show up as the best version of yourself, for your partner, for your kids, your family, your friends, whoever it is. And that looks like self-care. That looks like filling up your cup, making that hot chocolate for yourself, going for that run, whatever it looks like. Make your own permission to pause list. And if you do, please in the comment section below, let me know what's on your list. I would love to read it. I'd love to add more to my list too. But please say hello in the comments, because I genuinely love reading all of your comments. I reply to them all, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, because I upload new videos every single week. But now that I've pretty much made our hot chocolate. I have all of this yarn to pick up. But that being said, I think I'm going to spend the rest of my night doing a little bit of crocheting. I'm going to try and crochet Code like a little toy banana. I think that would be so cute. But yeah, that's one of the things on my permission to pause list that just, yeah, I really enjoy doing. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Don't forget to let us love one another. Until next time, goodbye.